Hello and welcome back to Shokuho, and indeed we are now facing an army of over 1,000 troops. Yeah, not exactly my plan. I was actually waiting outside this castle because it was actually under siege by an army of 500. So technically, very close by to us, we have about 1,500 people that could potentially attack us. But, as I say, we've been ambushed by 1,000 strong, and we're going to try to defend ourselves against these guys. Hopefully, if I can do enough damage, I'm going to probably leave, or at least I will try to leave the battle as fast as possible, because otherwise, we're going to be having some issues. Or at least I think so. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Very much depends. But as you can tell, these fellows are not exactly amazing. It is very, very likely that we will be able to achieve at least something here. Not sure if it's going to be a full-on victory, but we're going to be able to kill quite a few before we could maybe retreat. I don't know. It just very much depends on if we're even going to be able to do it. The question is if we can force them into a retreat of some kind. That's the only thing that I am wanting to really try to hammer home here. And if I can eliminate at least 200, 300 people with minimal casualties on our side, we may in fact be able to force it through. Alright, so we're losing a lot of people right now. We're losing about 40 people. I was kind of hoping we'd lose pretty much no one in this first initial charge here. That's kind of the entire point. We do need to make sure that we don't lose that many people at all. Unfortunately, it does look as though that is indeed our fate. So, we're going to have to make a decision here. Do we want to fully commit to this battle? Not really. I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's actually going to work out. I don't know. Maybe I should just continue fighting and just see what happens. Because it may very well turn out that we can indeed do this. It is just a case of us maybe having the resilience, you know? Having the resilience, having the wherewithal to make it happen, but it is unlikely. Gonna go auto-delegate with our horse archers here, and we're gonna see how that goes. Maybe that's gonna be decent. And then we're going to see what happens. I mean, we've got over 1,000 enemies. Just bear that in mind. 1,000 enemies. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to place all of our forces into a hold position right here. We're going to try to move our forces up and going to try to get them into a position like this. Get our horse archers here as well. Maybe a little bit behind them, of course. And who do we have here? Ah, another lord. Hello. Okay, yeah, there's another... Oh, he got shot in the face. Okay, that's wonderful. That usually happens to me, doesn't it? Yes. I'm very, very pleased it's happening to someone else for once. There we go. There's a nice kill for us there, too. Anytime we can eliminate an enemy lord, it's great, because that makes so much of a difference to the enemy's morale. It really does. Okay, the enemy is looking a little bit hesitant right now. Not sure if they're gonna actually be coming over. Ah, no, they are starting to come over here now. All right, okay. I'm actually gonna switch to my gun here. And we're going to see, maybe I can get a couple of kills with this. Highly unlikely, isn't it? It's looking highly unlikely right now, especially with such a long reload speed. There we go. Okay, let's switch. And we'll just go and charge through as many enemies as I can. Oh, okay, that's maybe a problem. Okay, there we go, there we go. That's a little bit better. Gotta be careful, though. Gotta be careful. These guys can stop me in my tracks almost instantaneously. It's very, very difficult to make this work. Gonna tell my infantry and my cavalry to charge in here. I'm gonna try to do as much damage as I possibly can myself. I technically should probably get off my mount right now and wade into the battle. And that's what I'm gonna do. Here we go, here we go. This is perfect. Perfect situation for this. I cannot allow my forces to go it alone. That's the point here. I need to support them as much as possible. Unfortunately, that does mean putting myself in the quite literal firing line. Gonna tell my samurai infantry to hold position now. Gonna move my archers a little bit closer here. How many have we lost so far? We've lost 85. Okay, that's not too bad. That's actually much better. That is much better, actually, than I thought. I thought we were going to be losing many, many more than that. Okay, let's get these horse archers a little bit closer. And we've only got 10 archers on the battlefield. That's terrible. That's really bad. I'm going to assume we've lost all of them, haven't we? Yeah, I assume we've actually lost a huge amount of them, or at the very least they've been eliminated. You know, we haven't lost them completely, but I assume that they've been knocked unconscious and so on and so forth. Okay, let's see what happens here, because these guys are going to be coming back over the hill here. There they come. And we can just hope that our forces will do a relatively decent job of shooting at them. Nice. Gotta be careful. We still have to be super, super careful. I cannot die here. If I die here, this is probably gonna be a situation where we have to retreat. And I will be more than happy to retreat, because I do not want to lose this. I should probably just get off my mount. All intents and purposes. Probably a much better idea. I'm much more effective off my mount. However, it does reduce my overall mobility quite significantly, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I don't really want to tell my horse archers to charge in here. If I tell them to charge in, they're probably going to get killed by the enemy's infantry. And that's something I'd like to try and avoid. However, I am charging in myself as a cavalry, and indeed, I am still alive, but that is kind of lucky, I think. It's a bit more luck-based than it might be with our own troops. Yeah, this is bad. I do not want to do that. Okay. Auto-resolve. Or, should we say, auto-delegate. Yes, auto-delegate a little bit here. And let's just charge straight on in to the middle of these guys. Do some good damage. A little bit of damage here and there. And don't die. No, 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 no. We do not want that. Okay, we're gonna tell... Well, actually, I'm gonna auto-delegate everyone right now. That is what I'm gonna do. Auto-delegate everyone right here. And just let them do their thing. And I'm gonna try to do my thing. And we'll try to get a handful of kills. Oh, I thought I died there. Okay, no, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Very, very briefly. Okay, nice. That's a good charge. That was a good charge in right there. Okay, we've eliminated how many? 536? 536 out of a total of 1,000. That's really, really good going, actually. Surprisingly enough. Good charge in through there as well. Don't really want to get killed if I can help it, so I'm going to try to dodge and weave a little bit here. I'm going to charge through them again. I'm actually just going to charge through... Yeah, I kind of didn't... I was kind of hopeful that they would be a bit more distracted than that. But, oh well, never mind. Okay, I killed 141. That's okay. You know, that's pretty decent. But we are now going to start taking significant casualties here. And I think we're going to have to retreat. Which is not great, but you're going to get to see exactly what's happening with the status on the world map right here. So you can see this is exactly what we were facing. I was facing over 1,000 troops, and there's a guy over there with 520 attempting to take Kyoto Castle. I really wanted to make sure that that did not happen, so that's the reason why I was here. But then we got ambushed by these guys. So I'm going to have to... Okay, that's actually pretty decent. Only 29? Oh, okay. That's interesting. I don't have any hurting penalty either. That's hilarious. Okay, that's actually really, really good. So I can literally just go straight on to Himeji here and be completely fine. Okay, well that's fine. I don't have a problem with that then. Well, very tense opening battle for this episode, I have to admit. I was kind of hoping that we would not face anything super dramatic, but apparently we do. Yes, apparently we do. Okay, let's just sell, well, pretty much everything that we can here. I am going to have to maybe buy some horses. I think we might need to buy some. Yeah, we're having a herding problem now, though, so let's actually just get rid of a couple. There we go. That should be fine. That's decent enough, I think. And we're just going to wait here for quite a while. I was kind of hoping to pounce on that army when they went in to fight the garrison at Kyoto Castle, because I'm pretty sure they're going to take significant losses. And if they do, we could then ambush them and eliminate them very easily. That was at least my initial plan before we were ambushed ourselves. One thing we're going to do, though, is we're actually going to be calling for our very first army. This is something that I generally tend to prefer not to do, just because I like to see what the AI gets up to themselves. But a couple of people were talking. I think one person in particular was wanting us to take a bit more of a leader role. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So let's get this guy. He's looking insane. And he's actually really, really close by to us as well, which is quite funny. And we're otherwise going to be getting this guy as well. So let's try to get a massive army together. As you can see, we've got, well, this guy's actually doing a pretty good job as well. Mangoro has his own army, and there we go. We've already got someone here who has joined us. The Kiryu clan is going to take a little bit of time. Ah, as you... Ooh, look at this. Do you see what I see? Oh, yes. Those two armies have now collaborated. They have collaborated to try to take Kyoto Castle from us. And I'm actually thinking, should we... should I try to fight these guys right now? I could make it work, potentially. Let's just see here. Yeah, don't get involved just yet. Okay, let's just see how fast they're actually killing these. Okay, let's just wait a little bit longer. I don't want to fight at night, if I can help it, please. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's pretty decent. Okay, I think... Oh, there's Yajiro. Actually, let's wait for Yajiro to come in, and then we'll go in. There he is. No, come on. Join me, you absolute imbecile. He almost messed us up there. Did you see that? He actually almost messed us up. Okay, yeah. Well, we have a focus point. I don't actually know what to really spec into. I suppose we could spec into charm skill at this point. That's probably... I mean, as you can see, it doesn't really do anything, me speccing into it, but I'm going to do that nevertheless. And yeah, let's go and assault the siege camp. As you can see, we have a pretty significant advantage. Well, small advantage here. Hopefully this is going to be good. Obviously, this is going to be so much better when we have our full army strength, because we would have literally like, what, 1,100 people or something like that? Yeah, 1,100 people, which would be pretty menacing. It would be so intimidating for them as well. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to set up here, so we are going to have to do this very, very quickly. And, ooh, okay, we got a load of infantry. Loads and loads of infantry. Very, very interesting. Okay, barely any cavalry as well, so that's going to be kind of weird, but yeah, I guess that's fine. And we're going to do some damage. Oh yes, I'm going to do some damage to these guys if I can. Let me actually just get out my little gun. And let me see if I can actually do something with this. Oh, I am just... You know, it's one or the other, isn't it? It's one or the other. Either I'm really, really kind of okay and pretty decent at using my gun in a certain battle, and then in the next battle, I'm just absolutely terrible, and I'll miss every single shot known to man. Yeah. I don't know why that is. That's very strange. Very, very strange to me. Nice. Okay, I should just shoot in third person, to be honest. Shooting in third person is so much easier for me. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. We should probably try to kill that. Oh, there's two. Yes, get him dead. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go and get the other guy. Where is he? There he is. I see him. Do you see him? You see his red coat? There he is. Oh, he's actually... never mind, he's already dead. Yeah, he was already eliminated. Well, that was somewhat easier than anticipated, wasn't it? And funnily enough, I think we are actually winning this very dramatically. Not sure how that's even possible, to be honest, considering. Nice. Nice. I like it. Thank you. And, yeah, no, we have absolutely 100% destroyed the opponent. Look at this. How did this happen? Is it because they just charged? Yeah, no, we charged them. That's very interesting, actually. That's very interesting. I'm super surprised, to be honest, that these guys won so dramatically. Wait. I need to check and see what kinds of units on our side actually got the kills in this battle. It looks like the heavy infantry Ashigaru. They are the ones that mostly got the kills here. Which, I must admit, that means that maybe they don't have Yaris. It could be that they don't have Yaris and that they're actually using some other kind of weapon, because I have seen a number of the heavy infantry Ashigaru on the enemy side. And they could actually be using other kinds of weapons, like katanas or odachi or something like that. And if they do, then that means everything, because that means that they are much better than the Yari ones, because they can be much more useful in a wide variety of different applications, instead of just being good against one type of enemy unit, like cavalry, for example. Alright, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I was just trying to get a little bit of an extra advantage there, just trying to eliminate as many of the archers as possible, because there are going to be those moments where our forces are a little bit weird, you know, a little bit weird about what they decide to do. And as you can see, they're going off to the side here, and I was kind of wanting to try to help them out a little bit, make sure that they don't lose too many people in the process, because as you can see, they're being flanked a little bit by the opponent. And that's obviously not exactly what you want to see, is it? Yeah, your force is getting flanked randomly. But yeah, I was trying to help them out. And that's why I took that damage. Yes, that's why I took the damage that I have taken. But we do seem to be completely and utterly dominating this particular enemy force. And I think we'll be pretty fine. And there it is, 35 renown and 60 influence. Obviously, this is basically pointless. There is really no point for us to do this kind of thing for renown or influence or anything like that. It's literally just to eliminate these vassals and make it very, very difficult for them to, well, fight back, pretty much. We don't want them capturing any of our, you know, rightful property, shall we say. No, we don't want that. Thank you very much. So, otherwise, we're just going to be getting as many high-tier people as we can. I'm not entirely sure if I even have a massive amount of space here. I mean, we do have some more space slightly, but not a huge amount. I guess I could take most of these. Yeah, a little bit worried about that, to be honest. But well, it's okay. I'm hopeful that we're actually going to get to the next clan tier relatively soon. But unlikely. Let's just say that. I think it's probably unlikely. Let's take all of that. Yeah, we need food. Funnily enough. That is quite interesting that we need food. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so the exhaustion for the Miyoshi are now... well, it's crazy now. Yes, it's crazy. So, technically, what we need to do is we need to take Amagiri. That would be the best course of action here, because that would basically solidify our claim of this little island right here. Unfortunately, the Otomo, of course, are still over there, and yeah, they're still completely just relaxed. They're not really doing much, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't really know what else I can do. We could try to take a castle relatively quickly by maybe auto-resolving if we have the Kyoryu clan guy actually turn up sometime soon, because it has, I mean, it hasn't been 3 days yet, but it did say that the travel time was going to be about 3 days for him to get here. And so I guess we can make a start on it, and maybe he'll join, and then we can go in for a literal auto-resolve in this siege, and we might be able to just very quickly snatch it up instantaneously, like, you know, snap of the fingers kind of deal. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that if he appears. I mean, I could still do it as it is. It is a very likely possibility we'd be absolutely fine here. Where is he, though? The question is, I don't know where he is. But the thing is, you know what? They're going to make peace very soon. I think they're going to make peace extremely, extremely soon. And so the reasoning behind my action right now is pretty clear. So I'm going to auto-resolve this. This is going to result in a lot of casualties, as you can see, but I wanted to get it done as soon as possible, right? I wanted to get it really, really fast done here. And we're going to be just taking a couple of prisoners in the meantime. And we're actually pretty happy. I think I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with this. And we are just going to be showing mercy. I'm not going to claim the fee for anything like that. And we'll just slap a little bit of money in there in the process. And there we have it. Yeah. See, now that's the thing. Taking these kinds of casualties, I don't really mind that, as long as we are able to do it before any alternative action takes place. For example, this. You see that? Immediately. Boom. Look at this. And they're willing to pay us 5,600 daily tribute. Absolutely insane. Really, really nice. And so there you go. Immediately. And there's the Kyoryu clan right there. You're a little bit late, sir. You're a little bit late, unfortunately. But good enough, I suppose, right? Good enough. I mean, you know, there's not much I can really do about his travel time. You know, he obviously got here as fast as he could get here. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to give it to myself, because apparently they want me to take it, but I don't want it. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to give it to someone else, because what's funny is that even if I'm on the ticket, I don't have to disagree with them and waste all of my influence points disagreeing. I can just take it, and then I can gift it to someone else. So you can see here, I can gift it to one of these guys. I'll probably just gift it to this guy. Something like that. And yeah, hopefully that's going to be pretty decent. Now, Yajiro, I'm going to actually dismiss him from the party right here, because he has pretty much no people, as you can quite clearly tell. He's got no one in his army, so I thought, okay, we should probably just let him go and restore himself, and then he'll be back up to fighting strength relatively quickly. Now, the Shimazu, they have lost a significant amount of territory, and I believe they are only having one fief remaining. So this is this war declaration is a little bit strange, because they there we go. No, they are actually, wow, they've still got fight in them. They've still got fight in them. That's very interesting. So as you can see right here, if we pan all the way over, yeah, you can see here that they only have one castle remaining in comparison to what we have here. And yeah, I'm kind of hoping, I'm not sure who is over there, to be honest. I don't know who's over there, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. I could literally just disband their army. You know what? I'm just going to disband my army, and I'm just going to let them do whatever they want to do for the moment. And instead, we're going to wait. Actually, wait a minute. Kyoto is just over here, isn't it? We could technically declare war against these guys, and we could try to take Kyoto. What do you think? I think that maybe sounds like a pretty fun idea. Alright, so we're selling a bunch of stuff at Kyoto here, and the main reason why we're doing that, obviously, is because we have a bit of a problem on our hands. Yes, we don't have Well, we don't have a way for us to really travel that fast back to Shimazu territory, so of course I am now in a situation where I have to rely on my vassals. And while I don't really mind that in any way, you know, I think that's perfectly fine, it is a little bit problematic when we have to deal with so many, you know, so many of them taking things and, well, basically making it very, very difficult for us to eliminate them, obviously, the Shimazu, that is. And otherwise, what we're going to do is we're actually going to declare war against the Ashikaga here. This is extremely, extremely important for us, and that is exactly what we're going to do right now. There we go. And we're just going to auto-resolve against this guy immediately. I'm not even going to take him prisoner. I'm just going to let him go. Just going to let him go straight away, as we do have significant amounts of people that are going to be leveling up, of course, and we're going to be converting them as well. And I'm just going to go straight on in to the town. We need to make sure that they are immediately besieged, so that they cannot receive any additional food or supplies or anything like that. And indeed, I would like to call for an army, but I'm actually not going to do that just yet. I am going to be calling for an army as soon as my vassals are done with the Shimazu. They are really, really needing to be, as you can see, they are traveling to Ichiuji Castle here, because the Shimazu, actually, they managed to be successful enough to take a castle from us, which is very surprising considering we have so many really, really good vassals over there, but maybe they were quite far away at the time. And that very well may be the reason why it has taken them so long to sort of stage any kind of retaliation. But you can see here they're actually working together, or it feels like they are actually working together. Mangoro has 1,000 troops, over 1,000 troops, and indeed the other fellow has about 1,000 as well. But once they're done with the Shimazu, we are then going to be calling for an army of our very own. Oh no, the Takata have to... Oh no, this is bad. Okay, well, this is... yeah, this is very bad. Okay, so they're now declaring war against us. They're a very large faction. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna maybe have a bit of a problem here, but Kyoto will be ours. Yes, it will be ours very, very soon. Oh, I am really looking forward to this siege. I am super, super badly looking forward to this, because this is indeed Kyoto itself, and I'm assuming that it's going to have a very cool map associated with it, and indeed, yes, as you can see, it does. It is this one, which we've only done once before, as far as I remember, and it was super fun back then as well. Bit difficult, though. Bit difficult, so we're going to have a kind of a tough time here, potentially. And as you can see, we're actually having... yeah. I just... Yeah, that's what happens, by the way, when you go into the water around the fief. You actually immediately get eliminated, because it is just that deep. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that is indeed the case. However, it does not reduce your HP or anything like that, so technically you can go back in, but this is just a way to punish idiots, which I am one, apparently. Ah, now look at what we have here. We've just received yet another war declaration, and you may be thinking, well, which war declaration is it? Yeah, it's the Mori. It's the Mori once again. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes, that's going to be not so good. Okay, well, I very much need our vassals to actually do something at Ichiuji here. I need them to literally take it as soon as possible and completely and utterly obliterate the Shimazu here. I need them to be crushed into the ground. That is what I need them to be right now. Unfortunately, it is taking a very long time for some reason. I don't know why that is, considering both of my vassals are extremely, extremely strong. And there we go. Our daughter has now reached the age of 16. That is very nice. So let's actually see what we can do here. Let's see. We probably want to go for bows, right? Yep. Let's go for bows. Let's go for riding skill. She has none in riding right now. And she's going to get some leadership skill as well. There we go. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to wait until we're at 100% HP, and then we're going to make our way in. Alright, so I'm going to take a different strategy this time. Instead of going right up to the wall, I'm going to kind of wait back here a little bit. I'm going to be a bit more cautious than normal, And we are then gonna try to, you know, shall we say, focus on longevity a little bit more than on the usual thing that I tend to do, which is run in recklessly because it's fun. Yes, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more careful in that regard. And maybe that's actually gonna prove to be quite effective. Who knows? Maybe it will be. Let's try and see if we can do some good damage to the gate here as well. Unfortunately, this gate is, as I said before in a previous episode, this type of gate, very solid, as you can tell. Very, very difficult for us to get it down, even with my extremely good sword. And if we can just... Okay, for some reason it's taking a while, isn't it? Yeah, it's taking a load of time for us to eliminate this. And there we go. It's down. Fantastic. Let's do this. Okay, I'm a little bit perplexed. Not sure why there are so few defenders. And there's the obligatory neck shot. That's absolutely fine though. I don't mind that. We did kill 105, not really great, but I wasn't really trying for a huge amount of kills this time around. I was mostly trying to eliminate strategic enemy placements. And that's why I was going for the, well, should we say back line of the reinforcements, try to make it so that the front line doesn't have so much of a benefit from that. But obviously, as you can tell, I'm not sure whether that really made much difference. I don't know. I'm not sure if it did. But a very fun siege nevertheless. I really, really enjoy these sieges. They are so satisfying to run through and slash at multiple enemies. And it's just great. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, let that guy go, of course. Move on as fast as we can. And indeed, look at this. Oh yeah, we're going to get a lot of stuff right here. Do I want to take this? Do I have herding problems? No, I do not. Okay, that's fine. I'll take some food. Do I want to claim this fief? Sure. I will claim it. I will claim it this time around. And I will actually take ownership of this thing. And what I will do is I will call for my steward. Yes, or shall we say I will call for my governor. And my governor will be the new governor of this governor. And she will govern very governorly. Okay, so Jinzaburo has now declared an army creation. I'm kind of hoping... yeah, you know what? I have no idea actually what I'm kind of hoping right now, because if you take a look and actually see what's happening on the world map right here, we are at war against so many people. What? What are these? Ah, you know, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Look, they're on offensive. What else can I do except put them on offensive? I really wish we had a little bit more overall control over what our vassals decide to do. Maybe, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Let me actually just see here. Who has an army closest? Okay, Jinzaburo's got an army. This guy has the biggest army. So what I'm going to do is I am literally going to send this guy a message. Alright, so he has finally received our messenger. It took a little bit of time to actually do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, no, apparently... I'm not sure why that happens. I'm sorry, I don't know why that happens. That should really not be a thing. But why does it say that this guy is the owner of Hinoe? He shouldn't be the owner of my fief. That's kind of weird. Alright, I'm not sure why it says that, but yeah, anyway. Okay. Yeah, so apparently Warband has like... I'm not sure why, but has better controls over your vassals than Bannerlord does. I don't know why that is, because generally it would be considered better for, well, let's just say it would be considered much better for us to basically tell them where to go and what to take. And you can do that in Warband, but apparently you can't do that in Bannerlord. I think that's really weird. I thought that we had the opportunity to do that, but apparently not. I mean, you could see that right there. You know, you could see my options. I barely had any, so that's somewhat unfortunate, isn't it? Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, there's not much I can do about it, I suppose. We just have to kind of let them do their own thing, and hopefully they're going to do a good job. The only thing I need them to do, and this is the funny thing, this is what is always really funny to me. If they would just go with their 874 and their whatever other army, you know, 1,000 troops or something like that, if they would just go over there to the last castle that the Shimazu have, they would literally murder them instantaneously. And it would be easy mode. But unfortunately, they don't do that. And I'm very, very confused as a result. Alright, so far so good in this siege. I did not wait for the starvation mechanic to kick in, so this is going to be one of those where we just, well, where we just try our best and we see what happens. And I'm doing very well so far, as you can tell. My strikes are extremely accurate, and I am actually taking so much more damage than I wanted to. But yeah, there you go. Alright, let's just see what we can do here. These guys are actually managing to block me quite well. There we go. Not those, though. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All we need to do is make our way up, and I will try, if I can. Gonna lead a bit of a lone wolf commando kind of deal here, just so that I can destroy this gate. And I'm probably gonna be taking almost 0 damage for destroying this, which is really, really nice. Now, let's just try and hope that I don't get shot. And I do not want to get shot by a gun. That is the only... There's the gun. Yeah, got shot by a gun, and there goes 75 of my HP, and I couldn't do anything about it. That's the whole point. I can't do anything about it. Just kind of have to make do. Now, I am going to see... where do I... Ah, yes, up here, up here. Okay. So we are basically just going to run right by. I'm not going to stop... Ah, and then I get shot by another gunner. Really did not want that to happen. Oh well. Never mind. We did eliminate quite a few, actually. 80 of them, which is pretty nice. And that actually might even mean that I can auto-resolve this siege with minimal casualties. Yeah, I actually think we will do that. But I am not going to do it just yet. I need to make sure that we have a battering ram at least, just to make sure that we have all the advantages in the world. So, yeah, we're just going to do that. It's going to get me a little bit of engineering skill as well. It's going to give me the opportunity to kind of restore myself too, which is kind of nice. And then we're going to be making our way in. I could have waited for the starvation, obviously, but it would have required another 4 days. I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable on Bruce at the moment because he has such a significant age at the moment. His age is going to catch up to him quite quickly, and I'm a little bit worried about that because that's the thing that I am not too pleased about. If he were to die from old age, that would be not great. Let's just say that would be pretty awful. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe try to prevent that from happening by taking things as fast as possible, basically. Taking things as fast as possible, trying to reduce the amount of problems that we might have. I'm actually wondering whether I should capture this myself. I should probably claim it myself. I am going to claim it myself here, even though I'm not a big fan of garrisoning things. I really don't like doing that whatsoever, unless I have, you know, improved garrisons or something like that, which is a wonderful mod, by the way. But yeah, unless I have something like that, I don't really like garrisoning things, because it is just busy work. It's very annoying. But otherwise, let's get all of these guys. There we go. Massive amounts of people joining us right there. And, yeah, okay, so wait a minute. Where are we looking right now? Takayama Castle. Okay, so we're going to be moving on over there once we have restored ourselves. Alright, so one of our newest children has now advanced, and, well, unfortunately we don't really have a huge amount to really spec them in at this age, but it's very, very nice, nevertheless, just to have an additional heir, and she's kind of waiting in the wings a little bit here. Oh, very, very frustrating when that kind of thing happens, when a vassal decides that they want to hide in the nearby castle. It's going to make things much more difficult than it would otherwise be. But it's okay, because it just means that they're going to, well, hopefully it means that they're going to be consuming some more food. I don't think that actually does happen. I don't think that actually works like that, because obviously they have their own food supply, I assume, but it would be cool if it was. Anyway, there we go, we finally took it. Yes, there we go, we took Ichiuji Castle, which is fantastic, and now we're just going to be giving it to that guy. I don't really care about spending 425 influence. That's absolutely fine. I don't have the time to give someone else it at the moment, because we are obviously besieging this at this time, and I would like to try to maximize that as much as possible. And funnily enough, the Shimazu are they have another fief. Otherwise they would have been eliminated with that capture. They would have been eliminated. So unfortunately they have taken something else. I'm going to assume it's a castle or whatever it was, you know. I'm going to assume that, which is really bad, but you know, I can't really do much about that. Also, there was another castle. This one over here was actually under siege just now. I went back there and I just attacked. It was a very, very small army. I basically just attacked them very, very easily, killing them. And we now returned to Takayama Castle. If we can take this, this is going to be great. It's going to eliminate yet another faction, which is wonderful. And, well, the starvation mechanic should kick in a day or two. And indeed, one of our other children has also advanced here, and we can now get him some riding skill, because he actually doesn't have any of that, of course, and we'll get him some more riding skill. Why not? There we go. And then he also got one-handed and two-handed. Very nice indeed. All right, so as you can see, the garrison is now completely starved out, and indeed, we are going to be making our way in. Let's do this. I do have my battering ram up and running. I'm going to be very, very careful here this time as well. As I say, it's actually quite funny. It's becoming a running joke now, where I go into a siege, and I immediately go, I'm gonna be careful here. I say that every time. And the funny thing is, I do intend to be careful every single time, and most of the time I am actually kind of careful, from my perspective at least. But unfortunately, we just get shot by a gun, and then we die. And, well, I don't really know what I could do better, to be honest. What could I do better in those situations? I don't know. Because it's a gun. What am I supposed to do against a gun, you know? It's literally bringing a knife to a gunfight, in this case. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. The only thing I can do is hide. I can try to hide. I can try to bait out the shot, but the AI is very good nowadays. They don't actually do that kind of thing anymore. They don't actually allow you to bait them that easily. So it is a bit more difficult than one might imagine, unfortunately, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a case of me not exiting a gate first. But that is cowardly. That's cowardly, you know? I don't really want to wait behind everyone else for them to complete whatever tactical action they're taking. I want to be the, you know, one of the first in. Unfortunately, that does come with it, you know, a bunch of problems, you know, a bunch of health-related problems. So I guess that could indeed be the reason, you know, because if I were to just wait until a bunch of my people had already gone through, then, you know, they'd be the ones eating the bullets, which I suppose is, I guess, how you're supposed to play it. I don't know. I mean, personally, for me, I think that's cowardly, you know? I think that's cowardly because we're not leading from the front, you know what I mean? Obviously, if this was a real situation, I mean, I'm obviously talking from a game perspective, but if you were talking from a realistic perspective, of course, the commander would not be leading from the front most of the time, because the commander is more than likely very important, a very important person, a VIP, if you will. And in general, they, you know, you don't really want to lose your commander in the first 2 seconds of the battle. So, of course, from a realistic perspective, it would make much more sense to not run in first. But it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I guess that's the that's the toss-up, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, do you want to have fun going in and doing this kind of stuff? What I'm doing right now? Like this? Insane amounts of damage being done? Huge swathes of enemy units being killed by your incredibly fun to use two-handed, no dachi, insane weapon that you crafted with your very own hands? Yeah. That's fun, right? That's fun. Do you want to do that, or do you want to let those other guys have the glory and cower in the back? I don't know. For me personally, I'd prefer to run at the opponent, and even if I do end up dying to a gunshot or whatever, I think that's fine. I don't mind, you know, because I've had fun up until that time. Look at how much damage I'm doing right here. Obviously, we do have to bear in mind that there are a couple of vassal units in here as well, which is really making a big difference to the overall quality of the enemy in this case. And indeed, I am being shot from somewhere. Oh, this guy? Are you serious? There we go. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure that guy was dead before we did anything else. There we are. Yes, you can now run. Yes, you can run away from me. Thank you. Thank you. I don't mind it if they decide to retreat or anything like that, because, let's face it, I don't really want to run after them that much. Okay, don't shoot me. Yep, nice. There we go. And then we've just got these guys in the archer tower, and we should be fine. And that's it. That is indeed a victory for us, and indeed an elimination of another faction, which I have to admit I am very, very pleased about accomplishing, because let's face it, we're at war against so many of them right now, you know. We're at war against literally 4 different factions, 3 of them being, well, actually 2 of them being extremely, extremely large. And yeah, that's kind of difficult to deal with. Okay, we got a bunch of people up there. As you can see, bows really don't do that much damage. The guns are where the main danger is at. There we go. Just kill those 2. And there we have it. Okay, fantastic. That's it. That is the victory. We ended up losing basically no one. We killed 234 enemies. Obviously, that's not the record. I think our record is 270, right? Isn't it? Something like that. And we're just going to auto-resolve against these guys because I don't actually have anyone. I can't even go in there. You know, I can't go in there. So, yeah, we're just going to let these guys go. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we don't really have anything to do here. We're just going to get these and that. There we have it. Let's get a couple of those guys to join us as well, just in case. And then we'll move on. There we go. And obviously we're going to be continuing to convert prisoners as much as we possibly can. And we'll take all of that. And then we'll take... you know what? It's not even worth it, to be honest. 5,800 experience. This is not worth me going to the trouble of clicking this many times and giving myself RSI. No. It's not really worth it. But I'm going to do it nevertheless. There we go. Okay, it was only a couple more. So it's not too bad. And I'm going to claim this as well. There we go. I'm going to claim this as well. And hopefully we'll be able to defend these fiefs. It's going to be extremely difficult for us to do that, in my opinion. But we'll try our best. We'll try our best. And there's the save. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are they not eliminated? They should be eliminated. Have they? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do they have another fief that I'm not aware of? I thought they only had 2. Oh no! They took this one! Oh, that's terrible. Oh no, that is absolutely awful. Okay, that means that we are now in a very bad situation. And wait a minute, the Mori are over there too? No, that's the Takeda clan. Never mind. Okay, yeah, no. I actually thought the Mori were over there, but they have the same kind of color, so I was like, what? What's going on there? No, we're fine, we're fine. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, now it just comes down to the fact that I need to go over there and eliminate that. I have no idea who is besieging Kyoto Castle. It's probably the Mori, more than likely. Let's see what's happening over with the Shimazu. Are they... Okay, no, they just have this one castle. Is this guy going to do that? No. Oh dear. Yes, yes. I'm very much hoping that they're going to do that sometime soon. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.